It's a simple game. Team that plays harder usually wins. They played much harder than us. They were more physical. They had humility. They came in here looking for redemption. We had no humility. And show me somebody that's not humble, and I'll show you somebody getting ready to get humbled. We had our worst week of practice of the season. I failed miserably to get my team ready for the fight that was coming today, and I'm thoroughly embarrassed. Now, I apologize to people wearing the 4 letters. Yes, we really struggled making open shots, but that has nothing to do with all the stuff I talked about. The team that wins the fight usually wins the game, and they won the fight in every way. We were awful. Anything else? Hurry up, because I can't wait to get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
so.
Coach, you guys had a lot of momentum going into the half, tying up the game. What did you see in that second half when there was a little bit of a scoring drought for about 6-7 minutes?
We were awful. I mean, you would have to tell me, but we didn't score at least for the first 5 to 7 minutes of the second half, something like that. Yeah, I'm coaching, but I know I was,
13.
But again, we were awful.
13-45.
Hard to play that bad. Give them credit, though. I say it again. The team that comes to fight usually wins.
What did you see about that practices that were not so good? What do you think went into that? When you read the body language and talked to your players about what was going on?
Tough to say, Ben. If I had that answer, I'd have 2 championships and already be in Del Mar.
Coach,
but it's tough to say. I will give you really the answer, in my opinion. The hungry dog gets the bone. Okay? We have no humility. None. And it's not like I'm not afraid to coach either. The stuff I had to do yesterday in practice, put guys on the treadmill, yell and scream and run my team the day before you're playing your rival in front of your biggest crowd of the season is ridiculous. I should have to calm them down. I felt all week like I've been doing this a long time. I can tell when I'm bothering them.
Coach,
we're not good enough. I mean, most teams aren't good enough to have that attitude and win. We're surely nowhere near good enough for that. Not this team.
you mentioned some of the misses on the open shots. What did you see out of your backcourt specifically in this game?
5 for 31. Do you want statistics? 5 for 31. 5 for 31. Well, they had 11 turnovers and 5 made baskets, our 4 guards.
Coach John W. Davis with
And
the
we only lost by 6. So.
Excuse me, Coach John.
But when you don't practice the right way, you don't practice scoring, you don't practice taking care of the ball, you're not sharp, and this is exactly what happens. So they know. I told them yesterday this was going to happen. You can ask them when they come in here. What's up, John?
John W. Davis, Southern California News Group. Coach, you've often likened yourself to an educator. So let me ask you, can you teach fight?
I'd rather recruit fight. I'd rather recruit heart and toughness. It's why I recruited Jalen Clark. I knew Tiger had it once I got to coaching. I knew Dave had it once I got to coaching. Tried to get Jaime at Cincinnati. He had committed like the day after I saw him. I knew I wasn't going to get him. It was worth the phone call, but it's tough. You know, it's just consistent, though. Because, look, we've won 8 of our last 11. We're just not good enough to show up and mail it in. And to the earlier question, I mean, we played hard for about a 5-minute stretch in the end of the first half where I thought we played hard. That was about it. It's the only time we played hard. We let them run whatever they wanted to run. We took nothing away from them, so. But now, as a guy that's been coaching a long time now, like 28 years in college, it's tough to answer your question.
Mick, back here. So, kind of pulling back, looking at the bigger picture. Last time, right, you guys played these guys over at Galen. We were kind of talking about, right, things that this team had learned and stuff over the course of the season and stuff. And, I'm even sure, right, today this will kind of, right, be something that they'll learn from and stuff. But, when you're at a program like this,
Yeah.
Can you have a successful season without getting to the NCAA tournament?
Well, I mean, if you want to, I'll tell you after next year. I mean, that would depend on where we're at next March, right? It's an interesting time, right? Forget the rules. Forget NI. I'm not talking about the rules and the portal and all that. Tracy and I have talked about this. When you lose what we lost all at once, okay, and the recruiting five-star guys and pros like Jalen Clark, Amari, Peyton, you lose guys early, and then at the same time, your seniors are all gone. It's a start over. But the only way we would have been able to overcome it was just to hit home run city in the recruiting class. And we had a lot of guys who are going to be good. They're going to be good players. I mean, they are. They're just young. So the way I look at it, I mean, I haven't missed a tournament in 13 years, so take a lot of pride in that. But I think what you're trying to get at, right, is where it is. You have to get some substance and bodies in your program and train them and coach them. And, I mean, this has got nothing to do with today's game, right? That's what you're asking me. Yeah, because you got to get bodies, and you got to build. You got to build the next Singleton, Dillon. You got to get those guys, and they got to go through some stuff, and you got to build with them. So, it's a necessary evil. Only would have been avoided if we'd had somehow a couple of our guys would have been so good that they're obviously would have been played them way into like lottery picks or first-round picks. It's the only way you can overcome is what we lost.
Is this a team that's still capable of getting to the tournament? And if so,
There's only one way we can make the tournament.
Yeah, run the table. But is it? No?
We got to win the conference.
Yeah,
Gotta
well,
win
that's
the
what I meant.
Win the conference tournament.
Okay.
By my math.
Second part of that question is, would tonight's humbling, and I would imagine would be a humbling for those guys in retrospect, but is that something that
No, I disagree.
can get them to go?
I disagree.
Get going.
I just disagree. Here's what I disagree with. Fans and adults, like you would assume they're extremely humble. Like I feel bad. My family, I'm not going to talk to anybody tonight. Okay? I'm going to hate myself, the job I did. The only person I'm talking to tonight's my dog, okay? And that's it, okay? I have a recruit in town, so somehow I have to rally tomorrow, okay? They're not me. Like, they're not you. They just not. They're kids. They don't, I would hope that they were thoroughly embarrassed, and they should be. I just don't know. I just don't know if it's like that. I think it goes back to what John, he was talking. There's certain guys. Other guys go out. It's just everybody's not like that. I think you assume like, oh, they should be, I'm not going to have 4 guys out eating and laughing tonight with their girlfriend. Not just, that's just the way it is. Everybody isn't Jaime Jaquez. Everybody, it's just everybody's not like that. I wish.
You'd recruit for that.
Damn right.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
I want to hone in a little bit more on the guard play. You mentioned this.
Terrible. We
shooting
played
stats, but
terrible. And again, I got to prepare them all week. I failed miserably, Ben. We weren't ready. I knew it all week. We're 5 for 31.
And guys
And
dribbling
we
it.
let Boogie get 17 in the first 12 minutes. Now, just so you know, on our board, okay, when they come back in, do not let him get the ball, do not let him shoot. Make somebody else beat us. That's it. How'd that work?
That was up at halftime?
That was up before the game. So you want to ask me how our guard play was? When he's got 17, 12 minutes into the game, and we're 5 for 31 with 11 turnovers, our guards? Yeah. But again, I blame myself. It's my fault. I'm the coach. We weren't ready to play. I couldn't humble him. I tried all week to humble him. I couldn't get the job done.
I've never seen him drive into the paint and turn it over like they did tonight, just repeatedly.
I would agree. When the game plan was they give up 40% from 3 in their last 10 games because they packed the paint. Show it on film. We talk about it. We prepare for it. Now, we didn't make any shots. But to your point, why are we driving why we start the game off? We keep trying to drive the ball. Nobody will shoot the ball when they're open, and we're late clock. I had to put Burke in and tell him first. I told Burke when I put him in, the first time you catch it, shoot it. I mean, I shouldn't have to do that. You got a whole week. But again, look, man, when your team doesn't do what you're supposed, what you want them to do, it's your fault. You got to. Coaching is getting people to do what you want them to do. So it's my fault. So, all right, guys.
Thanks, Coach.